This is gonna be like a crazy contrast because it's gonna look like we went from like pretty close to no game to like pretty close to full game.
Yeah, right.
That's at least how I feel with the background and stuff in.
Some could say it's night and day. Oh,
Ha ha ha.
look, you don't have to laugh, but I appreciate you. Greetings and salutations, I'm Zook, your lovable developer, and welcome to day 4 of the Godot Wild Jam. And I'm joined here today with Token, Kaz, and Jack, and we've made some pretty good progress today. So let's jump right into it. Go to Token and let us know what you've done.
Today I wrote out most of the mostly rough draft, not most of, it's the whole thing, of the second scene of script and dialogue for the game. It is the scene directly after you find your first bottle that Yorker has directed you to, and it introduces your alert drone named Expo, and essentially acts as a tutorial on how Expo functions, which is essentially that it will hover over points of interest so that you know it can be interacted with. There's going to be probably some tweaks to that at some point, mostly just how the dialogue looks. But tomorrow I will most likely be writing even more script for the next scenes, and that will probably be what I'm going to do until those areas, so the beach and the suburban area, is finished.
Now we'll pass it on to Kaz. Go ahead and let us know what you've done.
I've done more water. I realized I was overcomplicating it yesterday, so I simplified the water, and then I made it harder myself by adding a cliff and yeah. So that's been most of my day. Got started on some of the HUD displays and whatnot that we might be using. I don't know. That's it. Lots of figuring out how I need to set things up for later so the work will flow faster now.
All right. And now we'll pass it to Jack.
Oh boy. Oh boys. Oh boy. So today was a bit of a hectic day for me in general. I had to go give blood for tests and stuff for a doctor's appointment, and I had counseling today. So with the time I did have, I focused on the POI stuff. I originally started going into it wanting to make a whole system for it, which I still think would be cool, but ultimately we only have 2 cases at the moment, so I'm not going to go that far into it. But I mostly worked on that and hooking up all of that with Expo, and kind of finishing out Expo to where when Expo is hovering on a thing and you get close enough to interact with it, Expo will change states to indicate that you can interact, not just that it's there. And then I did a little bit of fiddling with some UI stuff and whatnot too. So that we'll be able to facilitate Kaz's UI ideas and, I mean, actually have the dialogue where it's supposed to be and whatnot, which is cool. And I think that, man, that dialogue sprite's looking good too. That's something Kaz did. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for me. Well, for tomorrow, well, I don't think I have anything on my plate at the moment, so we will discuss and figure out my direction then.
Alrighty. Well, what I have been doing, I've been hammering it away all day. So the first thing I did was add health to the character, add an iframe timer, mouse skis on proper layers. I did the tides and whatnot, but I think it's just better to show you guys. So let's just show you guys. Okay, as you can see, the game looks almost like a game. Like, obviously, we've got to work out some kinks, but I have basically synced up the moon cycles to the tides. So as you can see, just like real life, there is a high tide and low tide 4 times a day. So there's 2 in the morning, 2 at night. for each high and low. So I have that synced up with the time cycle of the moon that actually rotates. Now that was a journey. I had this one point where I was playing with the orbit of the moon, and like literally every kinematic body was orbiting the moon, and it was just like slowly going around. It was pretty hilarious. But everything's working pretty well now as far as the orbit and the tides go. I will show you the moon in just a moment. All right, here it comes now. And as you can see, we have a moon. The moon. And it goes all the way across the sky. So we can actually follow it for a little bit before it disappears for a little bit, but that's going to be synced up with a lot of the different systems of the game, and so now that that's like kind of come together, it really feels like we've got really substantial progress today. So but that's pretty much everything. Tomorrow we'll be streaming again at 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And as always, the link to the current build will be in the link below, as well as the current source code in the link below as well. And the music that you've been hearing throughout this is OC Remix, which is also linked below as well. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.